Hi, today's session is going to be about fintech startups and AI opportunities in that. I've been looking through, there are a lot of unicorns in terms of this year 2022 predictions in terms of fintech startups in India. So we'll look at some of them and ML opportunities and what is the domain learning for us, a takeaway perspective. There are different stages of fintech, like what is the traditional banking system that we have. Your It's more of like standardized and organized. Basically, if you look at it, established companies, the organized sector, the blue collar industry, wherein like you have there's a certain segment in an unorganized sector where you have a lot of opportunities. That's what is fintech 2.0, wherein like it becomes like a marketplace, third party crowdfunding lending systems. It's more of technology driven. The third phase, like fintech 3.0, is what I could feel it's closely related to metaverse, wherein like you have a virtual setup wherein you trade with crypto coins or blockchain based ledger management. Right now, Indian ecosystem is more in fintech 2.0, which is what I could observe. But there are a lot of ML use cases powering how you identify a potential customer, how you identify a potential defaulting or repayment. All these things, there's a lot of scope for ML opportunity. I was looking at some of the startups like Navi, basically paperless process. They give loans up to 20 lakhs. And again, in terms of AIML scope, we will have a detailed look of use cases, how you onboard, your customer process, product customization, and customer segmentation and profiling. ML would still play a key role in terms of risk profiling, predicting defaulters. I could also find some of the job opportunities wherein like they've explicitly mentioned the level of data they use and the job opportunities that they are looking for. In terms of lending card, again, easy process in terms of securing business loans and say similar like up to 1 crores in 24 hours. Basically, no the KYC process has actually changed a lot. We'll also look at the advantages of it and what all things being tracked. Again, when I looked at some of their job opportunities, and they do have heavy ML related work in terms of analyzing the market trends, creating the policies, promotions, automated KYC. The third interesting thing was Cred Avenue. I could clearly spot three ML products what they have: Cred Match, Cred Analytics, Cred Monitor. One is a marketplace where you can find match the lender, borrower, and the lenders based on interest and their priorities, or how you identify the potential match. A risk identification engine and a monitor engine. We'll look at some of the use cases, as well as we'll pick one or two use cases and see what variables would play a key role and how do we get started. Some of the use cases would be like credit risk prediction, whether this person is going to repay it, and a framework to connect borrowers as well as the lenders in terms of for this interest who would be the right match, or am I willing to connect to what kind of borrowers, high interest or stable income, that kind of a recommendation framework. And again, if it is in a bidding platform, identify the one who has the maximum potential and predict in case if it's going to be a defaulter, or how do I do an ongoing risk monitoring and the repayment capability in terms of if I have 10 people, who has a more likelihood in terms of repayment. A ton of use cases. We look at features of some of the use cases. So from some of the research papers where I could get, if you look at the majority of the use cases, it's at a personal level, your income level, your family, social demographic details, your expense, and your credit history, the type of transactions you make, and your occupation, and every detail in terms of how the models are built. Basically, essentially, we need to know your personal details, financial details, transactional details, family details, job details. So this was there already there are a lot of public data sets, but then if you look at what are the specific data that would be looked up at a personal level, these features give a good clarity. Know your customer. Right now, at least in the Indian ecosystem, you have Aadhaar, bank account, your phone number, everything connected. And if it is going to be a mobile app, you'll be 24 by 7 connected, wherein like your location and your transactions, SMS, the calls you make, everything the app would have access. As well as if you have your integrated your bank accounts, it can also track all your incoming and outgoing transactions, and the credit and debit monitoring also can be done. So essentially, know your customer at this point in time. It's going to be like track and trace your customer, because you have an app installed. You'll have access to all the customer transactions. You will read all the messages, phone calls. I mean, almost it's there's lot more connectivity than traditional ways, where you have to go once in a while to figure out is the person there or why he didn't pay. But now since you are tracking the customer in the digital footprint, you'll be able to track and trace or easily reach out or predict if there is a probability of the customer defaulting a current month's payment. Predicting the repayment ability. So, what are the things I could consider for this particular use case? What is the expected income? What is it? What is the employment status? What is his monthly salary? And how many recurring loans he has? And what is his current debt status and his credit history? Obviously, all these models will have challenges in terms of the data set, but yeah, we need to look in terms of how do we build models handling the data imbalance, as well as trying out different techniques, not just limited to traditional ML, as well as deep learning algorithms as well, or have a set of ensemble models to predict in the use of mobile phone data and social network analytics as well, like your call records, your credit and debit information, your social demographic information, marital status, your debit activity, credit card activity, your call and SMS metadata. I mean, all these things can serve as an early warning signal to find if there is a chance of any risk that's upcoming, which also enables them to proactively act than trying to wait for it. So I hope we are not covered in detail, but at least this helps you to understand what are the features, what are the companies, and what form of ML models play a key role, and one or two specific use cases, and what are all the variables that will play a key role in these use cases. Thank you.